dry out. Then you can wait as little as like 15 minutes and you will see an enormous difference. All of a sudden, the flour will have hydrated and the dough will seem much stickier. And as a result, you can get more flour in now without having to work too hard. Again, it's kind of as much as I can easily get in. Also, some enzymatic changes to the wheat proteins that have essentially kneaded the dough for us. It's now very developed, that gluten. We're gonna get nice, stretchy, smooth, puffy, fluffy dough. Now at this point, that's probably like 70–80% hydration, something like that. Very wet dough. Wet doughs, if you don't know with pizza dough and kind of bread making in general, a lot of water in the dough means you're gonna get like bigger, fluffier, bigger bubbles, more stretch, more steam, bigger everything, right? Whereas dry doughs tend to be kind of like tight and compact and dense. For pizza making purposes, I think wet doughs usually taste better depending on the style of pizza, but they're harder to work with because they stretch and they're more likely like stick to the peel as you're trying to get the pizza into the oven. So if I wanted, I could get more flour into that, make that a little bit less sticky, but I really kind of like that. Maybe a little more flour. At this point, you can kind of knead with your hands if you want. It gets a little hard to do it with the spoon, but I tend to find that if I'm doing more than what the spoon can do, it's actually like too much flour for my taste. I really like these high hydration doughs. Let's try to get all the flour wet so that it can hydrate. And again, because I used the spoon, I don't have to wash bits of dried dough out of the hair on my fingers. Cover it up and just let it rise now for like a couple hours. Okay, so you don't have to, but it really helps to break the dough down into individual portions that you can then rest and then pick them up and then toss them as you need them. These are just 1 pint, like 450 ml glass containers from a company called Anchor. I just got them at the grocery store. And I just put a teeny little bit of olive oil into each one. I have in the past been accused of putting too much in. Let's see if I can be better. Okay, and then this dough has been doing what bakers would call the bulk ferment phase for just like an hour. It's doubled in size.